Well, hello. Let's talk about tools for a second. For instance, this is a chainsaw. One of my favorite backyard tools, useful for a ton of things, increases productivity, increases success rate, great labor saving device. Love this thing. I've had many of them in my life. However, if I need to cut a bunch of steel fence posts, this guy more or less sucks, just to be completely honest with you. So what would I do if I had to suddenly cut a bunch of steel fence posts? Well, I would still use a saw, right? But I would use something more like this, right? If I had to cut a few of them, and if I, suddenly went into a business where I had to cut a whole bunch of them, I would buy something that can do this with a more, automated assist. So the reason I'm talking about this here today is because this is a saw, and this is a saw, and both are intended to cut things. But that's as far as the similarity between them goes. And that is the same thing that applies to process. A process is a tool to achieve a certain outcome. And outcomes might be similar, the way saws have similar purposes to cut something, but be completely different in that one kind of saw is the right tool for one kind of cutting job and another kind of saw is the right tool for another cutting job. So when you look at that and you understand that a process, particularly a complex process like the turnaround process or like a PMBOK project control process, they have a multitude of steps driving towards a specific thing. They're really, but they kind of were algorithms before algorithms became a thing. When you look at what a process is, one of the reasons people don't like to work under process is because they feel that they're always being told what to do. Well, that is kind of the point of having a process, is to create an absolute consistent result for what you're aiming to achieve. So I'm going to wrap this up quickly. The primary point here is understanding A, a process is a tool, and B, you have to choose the right tool for the right job. So when you want to conduct a turnaround successfully and towards excellence, you should be choosing a turnaround designed tool, the turnaround process. When you want to build a 55-story building in downtown Manhattan, you should choose a different project control process. But when it comes to turnaround, don't apply a chainsaw if a hacksaw was the right tool. That's all I'm saying. There shouldn't be any battle over whether or not companies choose to adopt the turnaround process or continue to use processes that are not designed for turnaround execution. Have a great day.